Hello and welcome back to the channel. So this is the first testing of a Trappist beer on the channel. Now the last video was just an introductory video about Trappist and the beer styles, and this is the first one for tasting, and I've chosen Tynt Meadow just because it's an English Trappist ale. It's the only Trappist ale, a Trappist brewery in the UK, and I thought, well, I'm English, why not start where I come from, basically. So the first one is going to be Tynt Meadow. I really am looking forward to this beer. But before we crack into it, I'd like, on these videos, I want to give a bit of background as well about where the beer has come from, or the abbey, where it's come from. Just a little bit of background, really. So with this one, let me get into it. I've wrote some notes down, just for information, really, and just to let you know, I got the lovely beer mat with this, and I also got the glass, 2 bottles in like presentation box, and there's a lot of information on the back of the box as well. It's a lovely box, it's superb, really chuffed with that. Just hope the beer now is good. What I did say, I'm not going to score the beers, I just want to enjoy them and see if I do enjoy them. If I don't enjoy it, I'll say if I don't enjoy it and why I don't enjoy it. Anyway, so Tynt Meadow, the first UK Trappist brewery, was formed back in, well, the brewery was set up in 2018, but there's records in that abbey of brewing back in the, I think, the 19th century, but unfortunately couldn't find any recipes. So in 2013, Tynt Meadow, it's the Mount St Bernard Abbey in Leicestershire, which was formed in 1835. But up till 2013, it was dairy farming was basically the most, they're bringing in the most income for the abbey, and it was just starting to, there wasn't generating enough money, so they thought, what else can we do? And what they did, they ceased being a dairy farm in 2013. They took the cattle to market, and then they leased the land to a farmer for sheep grazing. And over the period, they was thinking about brewing Trappist beer. So between 2013 up to 2018, what they did, they went and visited the Belgian breweries, West Marl, they went to West Vleteren, they went to all these, got lots of experience, came back to England and started to do homebrewing on a grain father. It's like a 20 litre kit, and they started to then go to local breweries, some around Leicester, Burton, even Robinson's brewery near me. They went and got some advice from other breweries, and then in 2018, I think it was on St Patrick's Day, that was their first ever brew day, and that's when they started to brew Tynt Meadow. And now Tynt Meadow, let me just see if it says anything on here. Tynt Meadow, the name is basically honoured a link with a plot of land on which the monastic life was reformed in the Midlands 2 centuries ago. So Tynt Meadow is the land where the abbey sits. It's brewed with English barley and hops using an English yeast. So it's twice fermented in the tank and then in the bottle, so it's bottle conditioned. So I'm not expecting this to have any Belgian style taste, because it's not Belgian. And what they was advised was, go and create your own beer. Don't try and create a Trappist beer from another abbey. Create your own beer. So that's why over the 5 years and all the work with the other breweries locally, they created their own beer. So this isn't, if you buy this bottle, don't expect it. I'm not expecting it to have banana notes, or maybe a bit of clove, which the Belgian Trappist beers may have, or the Belgian beers have. So I'm expecting it to be like an old English ale, and that's what they're saying it should be. Excuse my cough. One of the things that I did like when I was researching them was This is a Belgian Trappist saying, beer should be liquid bread, not coloured water. I think that just sounds brilliant. It really does. I do like that. What I did do when I was looking on the website, there's plenty of information on the back of the box. I may read a little bit of that, but it does say on the website it's the Mount St Bernard. It's mountstbernard.org if you want to have a look at that, and it does say a description of a beer. So the Trappist beer tends to be named after the place where the monastery is situated, and then about the Tynt Meadow, honour the land. It's a mahogany coloured with a subtle warm red hue, a lasting beige head. Its aroma carries hints of dark chocolate, licorice and rich fruit flavours. The beer is full-bodied, gently balancing the taste of dark chocolate, pepper and fig. It leaves a warm and dry finish on the palate. So that's interesting. It says there it's brewed, like I've already said, with the English ingredients, twice fermented, and to keep it in a cool, dark place. You can purchase their beers. They've got basically, you go on their website there, and then there's a link to all the suppliers, and they've also got their own shop, which they do sell the beer. They sell they bake bread, and they've got the Tynt Meadow beer bread, and they also sell honey from off their own land as well. So there's lots going on with other things. You can go on there, look at them, you can meet the team. We've got an Instagram account as well, so you can follow them on there, or update with the brewery. But the thing I wanted to do as well, I don't think there's anything extra on this box I wanted to read, was there? I think I've basically covered it with what I've been saying. Yeah, everything I've just basically said on there. They've also got the authentic Trappist product because they brewed beer within the walls of a monastery, and basically it's not for profit. It's to go back into the monastery and into charities locally, and it's supervised. Basically everything. It was the Tynt Meadow is actually brewed, bottled, packaged by monks. It's all hands-on monks in this. There's no, from what I've read, there's no other brewers involved who aren't monks, where other Trappist breweries have like professional brewers. It's supervised and overwatched by monks. This one is all hands-on with the monks down there in Leicester. So what I want to do, I want to open it, I want to taste it on its own, and then I want to taste it. They say that these beers are made for sipping and savouring, and also to enjoy with cheese, chocolate or bread. Again, something that Trappist monks, or monks in general, are involved in. They make their own bread, they make cheese, they make chocolate. So I want to see if it brings any different flavours from the beer, or pulls anything from the chocolate or the cheese. So it's totally different. It's Trappist Sundays, and I'm going to go forward with a different Trappist beer each Sunday. So let's get it. So got the glass. I haven't got the glass for every Trappist beer, but I think I'll use this one a lot because I do like the look of this glass. It's got they won an award for their logo. I think that was back in 2019, and it's just basically, that's like the windows. Again, if you go on the website, you can read a little bit more about that. It's just really interesting to me. It's a 330ml bottle. It's been out of the fridge for about half an hour. A little bit lively. It is bottle conditioned. It's pouring a lovely dark, well, no, actually a mahogany golden colour. That head's forming really nice as well. I don't know if you can see that. I will pour it all in. It's bottle conditioned, but it's looking absolutely fantastic in the glass. It's a little bit left in the bottle there, but I'll just go with that first of all. So there you go, there's a beer in a glass. It's got a lovely off-white, creamy looking head, looking absolutely superb. Yes, it's got the red hue for sure, all the way down the bottom there, and then mahogany throughout the centre. It looks superb, it really does. Don't know if I can get my phone there to put a light on it just to show you that colour. It does look really good. Hopefully I'm not blinding anyone with this. Don't know if you can see that. There you go. There's the red the redness in there. It's looking absolutely stunning. It really does. Turn it off. Okay, aroma. Wow. What is that? It's like fruit. It's like a dark plum. I think that's the best way to describe that aroma. Plum, toffee, and caramelized plum with toffee. It's definitely got a fruity aroma. It smells really, really good. What did I say? It is 7.4% ABV. It's looking good, smelling good. Let's get a taste. Cheers. Oh my. Now that is a rich beer. Lots of malt character there. That plum fruit, dark fruit flavour is coming through. Oh, it's gorgeous. It really is. It's taking me away. That's blown me away. That taste. It's coating, so it's medium to full body. There's a little hint of the booze there, the alcohol, which you'd expect possibly from this. There's none, as I said, none of that banana clove Belgium-esque. There's none of that. It's a solid English old ale. It is tasting superb. It really is. It is a dark, roasty back on it. There's nothing over bitter. It's really well balanced. It's sweet. It's plummy. It's dark fruits in a glass. It really is nice. Oh, it tastes vintage. It tastes like something you can imagine that was brewed 20 years ago. It is absolutely stunning. It really is. I'm looking forward to the rest of the Trappist beers for anything to go by. This is going to be hard to sip because it does make you want to return. It's unbelievable. It's got a slight bitterness going on at the back, but it's some dark malts, and then there's a sweetness as well, and it's all very well balanced. But you do know you're drinking at something at 7.4%. Okay, let's do the taste with it now. So let's try something British, English cheddar. And the way to do this apparently is to take a bit of the cheese and then take some of the beer. What that does, that enhances that fruit flavour on your palate. So with that cheese as well, you're getting a bit of that zingy cheddar and that creaminess across the palate with the fruitiness from the beer. That is a perfect match for me. That is such a good match. It's just filling the palate. The palate's now full of fruit, sweet, tart, zingy from that zesty sort of from the cheddar. That is superb. They do say that the Trappist beers also, especially the blonde beers or the triples, go really well with feta. But I'm going to try this as well with a little bit of feta, because feta's got a little bit of saltiness to it. So here we go. Now, what that did, that just enhanced the feta. So where the cheddar became creamy and blended with the fruits, that taste then just seemed to enhance the feta on the palate, and the beer sort of disappeared, and then the feta was more forward. So It does work, but I do prefer it with the cheddar, for sure. I'm going to have another sip just to cleanse the palate. Oh, it's stunning. Now a good dark Belgian chocolate now. Now, this is bitter. So that sweetness from that, I'm hoping, will balance the bitterness from the chocolate. Let's see. Wow. It turns it into a chocolate liqueur. Honestly, it's like the chocolate has picked up the booze, the fruitiness, and again it's blended together. And on that palate, it feels like I'm having a chocolate liqueur at Christmas. That's stunning. Oh, that works really well. That is really stunning. The best way to describe that is the beer is just enhancing the chocolate flavours. The sweetness of the beer on the on the bitterness of the chocolate is balancing, and then they're in harmony. It is superb, it really is. Okay, so I've tried it without the yeast. Let's swirl it around and let's put the yeast in. Okay, now it's creating more of a head again. A little bit of the murk has gone in there from the yeast. It's not changed the aroma at all, to be honest. Let's have go in again. Cheers. I've still got a little bit of that chocolate going around. So this is just beautiful. It really is. That is an amazing and fantastic beer. Not amazing, superb. Tynt Meadow. If you've not tried Tynt Meadow, please do. If you like strong ales, English ales, I'm not going to say if you like Belgian because it's nothing like a Belgian ale, but if you like good old English strong ales, I'm certain you're going to like this. If you like chocolate, dark, bitter chocolate, try it with this and just see what I'm saying about the chocolate liqueur effect I'm getting. Also, the cheddar works really well with it. The feta, not as much. The cheddar definitely works and makes it more creamy. The mouthfeel totally changes it. It's absolutely stunning. So chuffed. And I cannot wait to carry on now with this series, doing the same. So each time I'm going to be trying it with these, the chocolate, the feta, the cheddar, and also I'm going to be doing sometimes with my own sourdough bread, because that's an artisanal bread. It's made with my hands, a bit like the monks do. So I'm going to try that as well, see if that sourness balances with any of the beers going forward on the Trappist series. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series, and that's what I say. Thank you to Tynt Meadow for making a superb old, well, an English Trappist ale. I haven't read the bottle, have I? I don't know if it's going to say anything different on the bottle. With this beer, we have returned to a 19th century tradition of brewing in our abbey. When our brethren arrived in 1835, they settled in a poor cottage at Tynt Meadow, now an extension of our monastic enclosure. This strong dark ale, re-fermented in the bottle, stored in a cool, quiet place, pour gently, 9 degrees C. And it just says about the ingredients. And it's got the best before, and it's got that authentic Trappist sign on there. Stunning. I even like the label. The label's paper, and like I say, if you go on the website, you'll see all about the label as well. It's fantastic. Okay, that's me. Thanks for watching. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.